Hey everybody, it's Ramona here again from Connect Your Angels. How are you doing? Oh, wow. We're already getting into the end of January. This year is already off to a flying start. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. And I know it's probably just going to speed up even more as we continue. But here we are already with the reading for January the 27th through to February 2nd. Wow. So this week I'm going to work with these cards here. They're the Everyday Wisdom cards from a client of mine. She created these cards and her name is Lisa Lyle, L-Y-L-E, and these are just fabulous. So I thought we'd give these a try for something different. So as always, we'll pick our 3 cards for one for the middle, beginning, one for the middle of the week, and one for the end. And we'll go ahead and see what we get here. All right. I love the owl on this. I just love the imagery on here. So I'm tapping into some everyday wisdom like it says. Okay. Ooh, this is nice. Infinity. The infinity sign there. And I will read you this message. Okay, if you're into numbers, these cards are all numbered too. So this is the number 15. And if you follow numerology, you can look up the significance of some of these numbers. But it says, you are an eternal being of light, with no beginning and no end. You are infinite and whole. Your potential is unlimited. Tap into the light as it shines within you. Ooh, I just got shivers listening to that. And so what's coming up with this card here is, you know, we are all created in that infinite perfectness, right? And so we can't really, what's the word I'm trying to say? We're created in that, and we in spiritual truth have everything that we need. We are perfect, we are whole, we are, you know, everything that we could ever want and more. But in the illusion of our humanness, we don't feel that way. So we need to step back and realize that we have all those things already and be grateful for what we do have. And that way we can start to manifest, you know, what it is that we are trying to make happen physically in this world, if that makes sense to you. There's also an affirmation here that's coming to mind, and it's my strength is my connection to source. It knows no weakness. So it's saying, you know, we have that connection already with source or universe or whatever you want to call it, and it knows no weakness. So therefore, you know, we should not have that weakness within us. We can always tap into that eternal source, okay, if that makes sense. So as it says right on the card, it says tap into the light as it shines within you. Use that inner strength that we all have within us, okay? Hope that makes sense. This is kind of like the description of the deck, so we don't want that one. I'm gonna have to pick a new one. So let's shuffle away again. Oh, this one just flew right out. Okay, hold on. Oh, you're gonna love this. Purple. Purple for the middle of the week. There's a beautiful, and look what's sitting right beside me here. Ta-da! Could almost be the exact same one that's on the card there. This beautiful chunk of amethyst. So that's pretty funny, huh? So this card says, Archangel Metatron is helping you to unlock the sacred codes within you. Okay, so if you're struggling in the middle of the week, trying to really get a handle on some sort of that esoteric information, you might be reading a lot, you might be going to workshops, you might be taking some psychic development classes, you might be trying to further your abilities in one area or another. So you're trying to unlock that, you know, that mysticism, or just get at the meat and potatoes of what that entails. So you can actually work with Archangel Metatron and get him to help you with that. You can tap into your intuition by working with amethyst, like I have here, any kind of purple stone, but amethyst is fabulous for that, and it's readily available. It's kind of one of the first 3. You know, when people are starting to work with stones, they usually get a clear quartz, an amethyst, and a rose quartz. Those are like the top 3 that people usually have. So you can work with that amethyst if you have it. If you have it in jewelry, throw that jewelry on, whatever that might be. Wear some purple, you know, include it in your wardrobe or your accessories or whatever to tap into that color and that energy and the vibration. This is really about opening, you know, this third eye chakra, right? Your psychic sight or your intuition, and developing that and opening it even further. So if that's something you're working on, ask Archangel Metatron to help with that. And also, of course, your guardian angels who can help you. Oh, we're really into stones here. Okay, so we have hematite for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hematite. And I will read to you what it says. You are a magnetic being of light, because hematite is magnetic. Hold on, I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, 1 second. Whoa. Hi, and I'm back. Okay, so this stuff here, this is all hematite. And as you can see, it kind of all... it's magnetic, right? It has that attraction. They stick together, and they're like these black, shiny, metal-looking pieces, but it's actually stone. Okay, so this is great for grounding. If you feel like you're spaced out, your head is in a cloud, you're fuzzy, you can't focus, hematite is what you want. You can hold on to it. You can play. My kids love this, right? Because it's magnet. They play with it all the time. It helps to ground them, get them sort of more focused. But I want to read to you what it says on the card. You are a magnetic being of light, which is really echoing that card from Monday. We were talking about the light within you, and it's saying what you think, you create. Keep your thoughts positive and your feet planted on the earth. Important. And you are magnetic. You are magnetic. You don't realize that in any moment of, or in every moment of every day, you're broadcasting. You know, you're broadcasting your thoughts out into the universe, and you're magnetic. So whatever those thought patterns are, you are going to attract back to you. So if your thought processes are thinking things like, my life is terrible, I'm always broke, there's never enough money, how could I be so stupid? You know, if you're broadcasting those types of negative things, the universe is happy to oblige what what you're putting out there. It's going to give you more of that, because it doesn't distinguish between want and don't want, and like and doesn't like. It just, it picks up on that energetic and sends you more of it. So make sure, like it says, what you think you create. So keep your mind positive, right? That's where the positive affirmations really work and are very powerful to help you draw back to you what you want. And some of you, I'm picking this up, so some of you are 11ers, as I call them, or you're seeing a lot of 111 or 1111 or 311, 511, all these combos of 11. When you see that 111 or 1111, that's a reminder to you. It's a reminder to check in and say, what are my thoughts right now? Because in that moment, like I said, you are broadcasting your thoughts out into the universe times a bazillion. You're really giving that thought some grit and some strength. So don't be, beefing up the wrong types of thoughts. Make sure you are keeping on a positive wavelength. I know life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, but you have to try to keep the thoughts clear and asking for what you want and not what you don't want. And even you can do this very unconsciously. So for an example, if you're not well, our mind will say things like, take away my pain or get rid of my sickness, right? And really you're putting that emphasis on pain and sickness instead of asking for what you really want. What you really want is complete and perfect health. That is what you want. So that's what you need to be thinking about, God, angels, whatever, affirming, I am in complete and perfect health. I am in complete and perfect health, and putting that out. Right? Is that making sense? It's a very subtle shift in your thinking, but really powerful, right? As opposed to going, take my pain away, take my sickness away, and putting the emphasis on that. Like I said, instead, now you're focused on health. That is what you really want. So be very clear in your mind as what you're asking for, so that you can send that positive signal. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So this is a great week. You can work with some hematite if you have it. If you don't, you can just use some black. Right, something shiny and black, and work with your amethyst if you have some of that hanging around. I just love this stuff. Oh my goodness. Gives me like, a zap of energy when I touch it. So Have fun with some stones this week and stay positive. Remember the light that shines within you, as the first card said. And we'll be seeing you all here next week. Have a great one, guys.